welcome back into another Andor Season 2 reaction. Stephen, it is episode number 4. No, 4th. We've already done 4. Have you ever been to Gorman? We have. This one's called I Have Friends Everywhere. And of course, Stephen, this will not be a strange flex of how popular Cassian or Luthen is, but more than likely some sort of connection to his network, I'd imagine, Luthen's network, or even Cyril with this resistance. I don't know what the connection's going to be, the tie-in with the title, but it will have something to do with eyes being everywhere.
Yeah.
And seeing everything. Because he's going to Gorman, isn't he, Cassian? So he's going to find out that there's maybe friends or foes everywhere, depending on who they're siding with. But yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. There's always a centre point, I think, in the first season. I'm trying to remember the planet again.
Chandra?
No, this. It was a kind of sort of dreary. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, you talking about season 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, that British planet. I forget the name of that as well. I want to forget it.
I can't remember. But
yeah, it was like fucking
the point is that there's always this, location that sort of pulls in the main characters, and it's obviously in this one it's going to be Gorman. John, I had a wee think about you said something in our last reaction in terms of Cyril and his purpose at the moment is to sort of kind of being going in deep undercover, but I think things are turning his head. I think just things that these guys are talking to him about, and then talking about Moff Tarkin as well. I like that because we obviously know that Moff Tarkin is an evil person. We saw that in A New Hope, but when you see the other atrocities, John, you've obviously read the book as well,
oh,
so you know the backstory to Moff Tarkin. But even with not his presence in this, just that reference. This is what I love about these web series. Just have to rhyme off one of the sort of main players
the Emperor,
from
Stephen.
Star Wars films, and you're getting that kind of backstory just through a few sentences. I love that kind of stuff.
We've seen it with the Gorman Senator speaking to Mon Mothma. If I vote against the Emperor, basically it will hamstring my planet and my people's faith in me. So you're getting little references to these prominent figures that you're not going to see in this show, but you know who they are.
Yeah.
And also we know from the trailer that there's perhaps either a flashback to Tarkin landing ships on top of protesters, or there's going to be a modern day equivalent of them landing shuttles on top of, or ships on top of protesters, because we see it in the trailer briefly. There's a gathering in that square on Gorman and ships are landing, whether there's people there or not. So you're going to see the tyranny of the Empire, what they're capable of. But Tarkin's such a fascinating character. I just love that aspect of Star Wars where you are introduced to a character in the original films or the prequels, and the fans' imagination and sort of lore can be reverse engineered out of it, and you get a whole extensive backstory of what makes them tick, what took them to where they ultimately are. I mean, he's driven, personified, completely calculated, ruthless. You don't get to be second in command behind the Emperor, above Vader, if you're not one dirty, evil, you-know-what. I'm going to try and minimise the swearing in this episode. I did notice I was swearing way too much in previous ones, so I'm going to try and be a good boy here. Keep the swearing down to a bare minimum. I can assure you I've got a varied and lush vocabulary. I just like to swear sometimes. I'm a product of my environment. I was brought up in the East End of Glasgow. It's rough. Not like Gorman, but like the under levels of Coruscant. I digress. Shall we press play, Stephen, and get right into this in a 3, and a 2, and a 1, blith? That was odd.
Right off, 7, 4, 8.
How many Easter eggs can you spot, John?
Really uncomfortable.
None.
That looks like Amidala's
Yeah,
sort of
it is.
head
Yeah, Naboo, yeah.
Queen Amidala.
Golden 343.
My, was that appointment just different gravy back in those days? I can say that because I was younger. I don't know how old she was in '99, but I was a lot younger. Different gravy.
I won't tell you what I paid for it. Anything urgent?
Not yet.
Is that a wig he's wearing?
It's strange. What the last episode his hair was short.
Yeah, it's a wig. It's a mighty fine wig as well. Much better than Shatner's in the original Star Trek. That was a pretty good wig as well. I didn't realise it until much later. T.J. Booker. When he had curly hair.
Can I help you?
No.
Gorman?
Visiting friends?
Why do you ask?
I'm curious by nature.
I have friends everywhere.
There's a rumor they might be tightening up the travel restrictions here.
I thought you were in charge.
This is hardly a Bureau of Standards issue.
He knows exactly what he's doing, Cyril. He's playing them like a fiddle just now.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely watching out. What they're looking for is a mystery. There's not much in the way of danger here.
When would you arrive?
Hang on.
I need everybody to step away from their workstations and leave the
room immediately.
Or what?
Spies everywhere.
They're telling us all to leave.
Now stay where you are.
I'm Attendant Grimace from ISB Tech. We have reason to believe there are listening devices in this office.
Excuse me?
You heard me. We need everyone out immediately.
I'm afraid you'll have to wait. We're in the middle of an audit.
What you're in the middle of, sir, is an ISB Tech sweep.
Oh, you're not understanding, mate. He knows there's a listening device.
This is my office.
And he wants it there.
Are you
Swore.
refusing a direct Imperial order?
Beep it.
This is insane.
Taken.
Calling headquarters!
Good luck with that. Anyone else want to argue?
Yeah, me. Who the fuck are you?
She's one of the insiders, isn't she?
You're one of them.
Oh my god. You're one of them. Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Mr. McLaughlin.
Mr. McLean. Harry Potter.
Yes, sir. It's a forgery. It's a good one, but
It should be.
It's a forgery.
I won't tell you what I...
That's not Partridge, yeah.
Oh, it's a forgery.
Everything in the room is under suspicion. What else have we missed?
even the finest collections have problems now and then.
One problem is too many. I want everything vetted once and for all. I want it inspected and recertified. Everything!
Everything!
It'd be funny if they just cut him off just before he swore. Everything you cut.
It's meant to be a hard man, but I can't take him serious.
There was a listening device in my office. How long it's been there, or if it's even operational or unknown. You will all now have the pleasure of thorough ISB interview. And there will be new security measures going forward. Because of course, we're bugging our own office!
Good acting.
Yeah. Oh, he's redeemed himself so far, that character. He was a joke figure in season 1.
Yeah.
Much of that was because he was standing next to little EastEnders, Scottish guy. It's another thing entirely.
Trevor.
Trevor.
Je m'estompe. Et vu que tu tocat pel molanawan.
Eu fico besev gombol. Fico trofitaja.
Suel.
Suel.
Merci. Nossa legenda fixe max calani.
Merci beaucoup.
Bibona zo de lab.
Fick slupit dan e saba.
Slupit dan e saba e gigombel grakonaz.
Dalam spila verjoblo. Klika.
Fucking hell, he's even got a beret on. They're really heavy-handedly hitting home that Gorman's the French sort of planet in Star Wars. Oui, oui.
I just went buying a bike with onions round them.
Je m'appelle Cyril.
Hello?
You seem upset.
We saw ISP come into the building.
Upset. They tore my office apart. I was interrogated for 2 hours like a criminal.
For coming to the meeting?
Nothing to do with that. They were looking for a listening device. They do what they want.
You know everything, Cyril, son. Don't kid yourself.
The ISB.
Yeah.
They have their own rules. No one else matters.
A lesson for all of us. Many of us believe the Emperor has no idea what's being done on his behalf. We think the ISB is running a shadow government.
Well, you would be a fool then.
Believe
Chief
me,
knows everything, son.
you don't
Everything.
know half of it.
What if we could help the Empire by working together?
How would we do that?
We need to know what's on those carriers.
We needed to know what kind of facility it is before things get out of hand.
I told you, I don't have plans.
We need to know what's on those transports, Cyril.
It's construction material. Not every transport has a bill of lading.
Those are the ones we'd be interested in.
Aye. We get back to Bix. What state is she going to be in? Jesus Christ. Absolute junkie. Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be an embarrassment. Heroine.
No.
No, not that. I came to see about you.
Here I am.
Short hair again.
Yeah, that's your real hair.
Never ends, does it? All the hiding.
It will. We'll bring them down or die trying.
I'm not as strong as you.
That's just tonight talking. That's being stuck here in this box.
Or maybe you're not as strong as I think.
Maybe not.
I'm not loving croissant.
It's overwhelming, I know you. You've been struggling.
Yeah, she has.
I'm better than he thinks I am.
All he does is sing your praises. We need you, Biggs. We need you healthy.
You came here to offer me something, and you changed your mind.
Not lost your eye, have you? It was just another weapons appraisal. We'll find something more exciting.
Give it. I use it for sleep.
It works for a while. But the dreams come back worse when you stop. Be careful.
You need me healthy.
Yeah.
Loved that shot there. His face just lightly lit on the edge.
Yeah.
What time's your flight?
I'll make it. Just backing up all our transport schedules. I'd hate to think what would happen if those ISP idiots hit the wrong button.
Traveling, are we? Something to take home?
Yeah, I'll take one from my mother.
Well, you're one a good one.
Oh, Jesus, fuck. Don't give him another spider.
Oh, man of taste. Best fight on the plaza. Come back safe.
Awful, man. I understand they're spreading information using it, but just awful, man. Fucking hell. You'll make me swear.
We were wondering if we should offer it up to Skulden as a gift. To the exhibition. It's short notice, but if there was interest, we might find time for an immediate installation.
Between us, I wouldn't do it. No, they are taking everything out of there the day after the party for reappraisal.
Okay, Cassian's about to go up market here.
Checking in?
We're in Sky. Is that where it happened? The monument?
It is.
Really?
Looks incredible, doesn't he?
Right there.
Shows you the power of a suit.
Some people don't think it's a good idea to commemorate a massacre in the center of town.
Is that you?
Doesn't matter to me.
I'm sure you have an opinion.
I needn't be reminded. I was there.
Grand Moff Tarkin, right?
Will there be anything else, sir?
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
And there's plenty more where that came from.
I'm just a designer.
A designer.
Been hearing
Sure
about
you are,
Gorman
Cassian.
my whole life.
We find out how old Diego is, you know that? I've never actually searched up how old Diego is. I'm going to be a betting man and say 39.
Late 30s?
Yeah, I reckon 39.
People
Oh,
wouldn't
he's
care if we
45.
wanted to land.
Wow.
And more of us kept coming.
Wow, he's looking good for 45, man.
Safety in numbers.
Fucking hell.
Who would land a cruise on a crowd full of unarmed citizens?
So he was about your age when he did Rogue One?
Yeah. I'm back. Hi, honey. I'm home. Where's my dinner?
Imagine saying that to her.
God.
Kick your head in.
Can't say anything to her. And run.
Safe.
That's as physical it gets with A2.
Yeah.
Just careful all the way.
I know. I had you followed. Party has insisted.
How long can I stay?
An hour.
Are you kidding? Do you think they're really watching Edie's apartment?
No, But we've put too much in now to have it go wrong for something so small. Turn out the lights.
Can't believe you had me followed.
Turn out the lights.
I don't want to see your face.
You're a designer.
Trying.
I can't get over how good that suit looks. Unbelievable.
This cafe used to be full of designers and weavers. Look at us now. Is your hotel even half full?
I just checked in.
I happen to know it's not.
What is it you think you're doing? You don't know me. My friend suggested I meet your father.
Your friend might have come himself.
Unless I'm the friend and you're my payday. Maybe you just put everyone you care about into a cell. I am who you want me to be. But that's just you getting lucky. People die rushing. You need to be more careful.
Yeah.
It's hard to be patient when your world is falling apart.
The people you have following me, they're just drawing attention. I've waited far too long in coming. Your showroom is fantastic. One of the youngest jewelleries in Palmo. Amazing.
This guy reminds me, he's like a cross between your man from the Truman Show. What was his name? Ed
Harris
I've
and
been
Peter
told
Weller
about
from
your
RoboCop.
conversation last night. Apparently, we have a lot to learn. There was a rebel pilot trapped in the mountains.
We saved him.
The person that sent you is but a voice to me. We've spoken, we've exchanged messages, but I have no idea really who's at the other end of the line. But it's for everyone's benefit. I do have this. It's a fresh code crystal for the radio. It's one of a kind. It will only fit the transmitter you were given. I offer that as a bond. The new Imperial building. You've seen it? It's hard to miss. They're building an armory. We've slipped people into some of the work crews, but we weren't sure until now.
See if he tells him about Cyril, he'll remember the name Cyril.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows his
Imperial
proper name though.
forces are not
I think he does.
Feeding false information is what they do. They're pretty good at it.
The information is reliable.
We've been tracking the routes and schedules. Now we know which transports to target. We know what they're doing. Now we need proof. We need to let the people of Gorman know the undeniable truth. What about the weapons?
We start our own armory.
Ever done anything like this before?
Still?
It's a military transport. It won't be easy.
You're gonna want to check the radio. And if everything is fine, I would love to get a tour of Palmo by night.
Yeah, but can we have a conversation about the ISB guy you think you've got under your thumb? Because he's definitely not under your thumb. It's all part of a plan.
That's the conversation with one there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Caro Rylance is a prominent businessman and politician in Palmo. I've been dealing with him directly.
And we're sure they're buying the story?
I think they're planning already. They're inexperienced, but very eager.
How often those attributes align?
The plan, your plan, to bait Gorman as a prize for outside agitators, needs to begin somewhere.
How may we assist?
Transport schedules need to remain consistent. The information I pass them needs to be accurate.
Done?
If they pull it off, when it's over, we need to calibrate retribution carefully. They need to see what winning feels like.
I'll make sure things don't get out of hand. Excellent work, Cyril.
Thank you, sir.
Pure euphoria.
I'd say this is the greatest day of my life.
It's good to see you happy.
You could see the
Yeah, that was bold.
euphoria in his fucking face here. He's like, I can't believe it.
You lack confidence, Rudy.
Luty.
Until you told me the station we're hitting, this is going to be on edge.
What a head of hair he's got though. Jesus Christ.
It reminds me of Paddy.
If I could focus on one single variation.
What's his name?
One.
Not Paddy, what's his name? Dead Man Shoes.
Considine?
Yeah.
Marquez Moon. Neen Valley.
I bet Nick Knowles in there as well.
Nick Knowles.
Leave tomorrow night.
Is that your man who does the fucking decorating show?
Woman.
You keep him for now.
Justinian Codex in Skulden's office collection.
What about it? I need some good news.
You'll have to wait on that. There's another piece. The Corio Chalice, apparently. It's a forgery. They're going to examine everything in the collection.
You heard this on the bug.
They're taking everything out the day after the party.
Kill the party.
Yeah. Is this party still going on? Jesus Christ, I'm glad I'm not there.
He'll just nuke the place.
Yeah. Is it the Barris?
Yeah, the Archies.
30 meters down, we have a transport waiting. We slide the cargo to the bottom and disappear.
So let's keep overreacting.
I wouldn't be so upset if I hadn't predicted it.
This solves nothing.
What have we ever heard?
Are you done?
Let's put a bug in Davos Skulden's office.
Oh, it didn't seem to bother you when we caught Yalaran lying.
Oh, seriously?
The Hollow News buyout. Skulden courting the Grand Vizier.
Bits and pieces, that's all we ever got. Pieces.
You agreed to it.
I can't keep track anymore. All this lines we've laid, all this information, radios, the frequencies, the messages flying around. And you keep pretending it's all under control.
Are you done? We have to take it out at the party.
And if we can't?
We should be prepared.
Is he ready?
Yes.
Ready enough to do it on his own?
Are you ready?
I think so.
Save the dream.
Save a rebellion.
You think? Or you know?
I know.
No, I've done what I can. I've done everything.
You need to give this guy a series, I'm telling you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And if I don't show up back home...
Traitor!
Told you.
I can't help,
Show
man.
them!
You're going nowhere, son.
He's been transmitting to the Empire. There's an ambush waiting for us at the Marquez Moon Pipeline. We will be many parsecs away, drinking our Rhino in peace. We will not be back this way again.
But it's that idea that it was the base that was used on Rogue One.
The base in Rogue One's Yavin.
Yeah, it was Yavin, yeah. Yeah.
So new boy.
Yeah. Shocked and stunned.
You're playing with big boys now, son. You're in with the big boys now, my man.
I remember that from the trailer. That shot. What a great shot.
Yeah. Is that a Clone Wars era transport ship? Clone sort of trooper?
Went on Geonosis.
Yeah.
It's not stealing things that's difficult. It's getting away. But you won't be doing that. You'll be living at the scene of the crime. You're planning to advertise what you've done.
Cassian, can we arrange a mirror to be put in front of you to see if you're really there?
Let it continue. Let them build what they want.
Just laughed at my own
Is that
jokes.
what you suggest?
Fucking loser. I'm saying he's like Dracula, guys, if you didn't get that. You know, mirrors, undead, can't see himself. Doesn't want to say when you have to explain a joke.
Not much of a revolutionary, are you?
Sometimes that makes it funny.
Perhaps not. Then tell your friend I'm not impressed.
I'm going to turn that thing into a rug for my room.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
It's the abominable snowman version of a Chewbacca.
It's done. You can open the valve now.
I have always loved you.
What are you doing?
There it is.
How can you do that?
Because she's my sister, Rhino, and she loves me. You feel how badly she wants to explode? Remember this. Remember this moment. Perfect night. You think I'm crazy?
I know you.
No.
Yes, I am.
Absolutely batshit.
Evolution is not for the same. Look at us. Hunted. Cannon fodder. We'll all be dead before the Republic is back. And yet, where are you, boy? You're not with Luthen, you're here. You're right here, and you're ready to fight. thing that explodes when there's too much friction in the air.
The Willem scream.
That's freedom calling.
That's death.
Let it run. Let it run wild.
I think that's explaining his breathing issues.
Yeah. I mean, he's just absolutely crazy, so. He's crazy, he's one crazy character, but he's an important character because he does shit that needs to be done. He does the dirty work, and you need that batshit crazy militant element for a rebellion to be successful. Stephen, that was a good episode. I liked that episode. I thought that was better. Pacing was a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
And again, you're seeing things starting to maybe crumble, and there's a bit of disharmony on the rebellion side of things, which I like to see. I don't like it being all roses and sort of tinted glasses and happily ever after. Sometimes there's going to be a bit of adversity, a roadblock, if you'd like.
I think that was the most we've seen Cassian in one episode as well so far in this season. And we didn't even have to go to see any what was happening with Mon Mothma, which is good because you shouldn't be relying on certain characters. I thought it was a good balance between the Cyril situation, Cassian and Luthen as well. Seems to be. I kind of agree with what he's saying. We're drowning here, and you can see things look like they're falling apart, and he's not holding it together too much at the moment. I think that's probably the first time we've seen a few cracks appear in that character. But I think in tough situations, tough measures are called for, and he's the type of person that sees it that way. And I think there's going to be carnage at this party, just to cover their tracks. But it's going to happen. It's going to. This is one of the things that the first season and so far in this season that everything's been building to. The sort of cloak and daggers can only go on for so long before things start to look a bit suspect.
Yeah,
and how they handle that, how they're ready for that as well. We'll see. But it seems to be. I liked it, John. I liked it. It was a good paced episode as well. There's no sort of anything I think was wasted in terms of scenes or anything like that. A lot of good dialogue between the characters, interesting information going across as well. And I just like it. It's something. Again, I'll say it again. I think there's a lot of YouTubers out there giving this season a very rough ride at the moment. I think
just deeply unhappy people, though, Stephen. They're just deeply unhappy people, perpetually miserable, and just nothing is ever going to be good enough for them. Nothing. Which is fair enough. I understand all art is subjective at the end of the day, and just because we perhaps like it doesn't mean everyone's going to like it. But there is certain individuals out there who just seem to, I don't know, get an incredible kick out of being discontented and bitching constantly, all the time, about everything. You've sometimes got to let the story play out, stick by it until it gets to its natural conclusion. Some of the greatest movies I've seen have been slow as hell for the first hour and a half, and then they just envelop you in the world, and it unleashes absolute mentalness in the last act and a half of the movie, and you're rewarded for the sort of, I don't know, patience you've had with the story up until that point. It'll be the same with this. We've seen it with season 1. Without repeating myself, we said it after the previous episode, the previous reaction. It's slow burn for a reason, because they're bonding you to various different characters and to various different arcs and plot points, and then as it develops, you'll be rewarded for sticking with it, bonding with that Cassian, with Bix, with Luthen, with Cyril to an extent, with the Gorman side of things. Eventually it'll all come to a sort of conclusion and it'll pay off. And look, time will tell. I may be talking shit, but I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I think there'll probably be a lot of things that that will probably go over a lot of people's heads, including ourselves, and that's okay. It's fine. There's a lot of detail, and obviously the actions of these characters and their arcs as well. But it's interesting because, and I think I said this a couple of reactions ago. I don't see the difference in terms of structure to this in comparison to Rogue One. you think about Rogue One, there wasn't a lot of action in that. People remember the action because of the Scarif stuff and the Vader stuff. But most of it was drama driven. You know, it was a lot of dialogue and a lot of talking going on. But people remember the standout moments from the film. And they'll probably do the same with this as well. You know, in terms of obviously season 1, a lot of sort of action sequences do stand out to me. The stuff that they filmed in Scotland, for instance, stands out to me. But I do remember, I mean, it was 3 years ago, but I still remember it being a very drama-driven web series. And this is no different. So I don't know why people are so shocked about it.
I'm not the right person to be giving that sort of opinion on why people are hating on it, because I do have patience. Some of my favourite filmmakers, Ari Aster, Robert Eggers, they are quite slow-paced in the way that they deliver stories. And I enjoy that. I'm patient when it comes to art like this. And I'm all for this political thing, Stephen. I says to you when we were watching a couple of episodes ago, I'd be quite happy watching a Mon Mothma Luthen show with no Andor. Yeah. Just watching the political intrigue and the sort of hush voices and the clandestine operations in these sort of higher echelons of society in Star Wars. Try to woo them against the sort of tyranny of the Emperor, but having to do it in a underhanded way. I would watch a show like that. So, I mean, I'm the target demographic for this kind of show, because I like the pacing.
Was there references to the trade embargoes in the last episode? I forgot to mention that, John.
There was references to embargoes on Gorman.
Gorman, was it?
Yeah. Because it was a senator for Gorman, and she was trying to get him to vote against some proposal the Emperor was putting forward, and he's like, no, I'm not doing it. But
I think
basically they import all their goods. I think.
Yeah, the same people that are kind of annoyed with this season so far are probably the same people that are annoyed with the Trade Federation chat. But I don't mind that in Star Wars. I don't mind knowing how the galaxy operates and how it works. I know it's boring to some people that probably have came for a different thing, but I find it quite interesting. I find the
that's how
political manoeuvring. That's why I would love to see what's the character, the blue-faced character?
In this?
I can't remember him. Blue-faced character from Ahsoka.
Oh, Thrawn. Admiral Thrawn, yeah. I don't know why it took me so long. There's not many blue-faced characters.
If we were to get a series with him, I would love that as well. Just to see that sort of detail.
The stuff for the prequel, Stephen, I mean, that's how they're showing you how Palpatine grew his influence, how he got into power, and was able to manipulate and obviously contort the truth with Anakin and turn him against the hubris of the Jedi. So that all had meaning. Was it something that was prevalent in the original Star Wars? No, but sometimes you have to grow the story and develop different ideas into the saga. And again, this is a side to the galaxy we've not seen before. It's not going to be for everyone. Some people like lightsaber battles and the Force, and that's all they're there for, and that's fine because it's great. Other people want to see boots in the ground, grittiness, political intrigue. They want to see how the rebellion was buffed. Because it wasn't Luke Skywalker. He was on the farm, on the moisture evaporators with Uncle Owen when this shit was going on. He didn't have a clue what was happening. Not a clue. So we're getting to see the backstory of the rise of the rebellion, and I'm here for it. And that means it's going to be slower burn at times. I thought that episode was better though. I thought it was quicker paced. And I think we'll build bit by bit by bit as we go into the second half of the season. It'll speed up. We're going to get introduced to K2SO and characters like that. Inevitably, there will be more action. It's going to come.
Yeah.
I liked it though. What was your thoughts though on I Have Friends Everywhere, episode 5 of Andor Season 2. Share your thoughts down below about the episode, about the pacing, about our reaction. Anything at all you want to share, put it down below. My dog's sleeping in the background. Can you hear him? Anything you want to share your thoughts about, put it down below in the comment section. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to get notifications straight to one's eyes. And all that's left to be said, as ever, is until the next time, thank you for watching us, and bye-bye.